According to the Ukrainian governor in the partially seized area, 2 individuals were killed in Kherson by Russian shelling. After a recent fatal occurrence prompted an investigation into Ukraine's bomb shelters, President Volodymyr Zelensky promised personnel reforms. Russia claims it would add members of the European Parliament to the list of persons barred from entering as retaliation for additional European penalties. After Russia painted Kyiv's attacks as hesitant and lethargic, Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak said, "The counteroffensive is not a new season of a Netflix show." Ukraine anticipates a clear signal regarding the future of NATO. Oleksiy Reznikov, the Minister of Defense for Ukraine, says he anticipates that when the alliance meets later this month, Kyiv will be given a clear signal and a formula for joining NATO. Ukraine anticipates a clear signal regarding the future of NATO. Oleksiy Reznikov, the Minister of Defense for Ukraine, says he anticipates that when the alliance meets later this month, Kyiv will be given a clear signal and a formula for joining NATO. "I expect them to give us a clear, understandable signal and formula for us, obviously, to become a NATO member," Reznikov was quoted as saying by the Military Press Office of Ukraine. The 11th and 12th of July are set aside for the NATO summit in Lithuania. Zelensky has pressed Ukraine to join the alliance on numerous occasions, but he has acknowledged that it will be challenging while the war continues. Given that some Western governments are leery of any action that could push the alliance closer to war with Russia, there is still disagreement among Ukraine's NATO members over how quickly Kyiv should join. U.S. imposes sanctions against 2 Russian intelligence agents for interfering. 2 Russian intelligence agents who sought to sabotage a local election were subject to U.S. sanctions, according to the Department of Treasury. Yegor Sergeyevich Popov and Alexei Borisovich Sukhatilov, both employees of Russia's Federal Security Service, are accused by the department of working with a network of accomplices to thwart democratic processes. According to Treasury official Brian Nelson, the United States will not tolerate threats to our democracy, and today's action builds on the whole-of-government approach to protect our system of representative government. The government also stated that both men collaborated with Alexander Viktorovich Ionov, a Russian whom the U.S. Government of Justice accused of orchestrating a multi-year scheme to rig elections by using political organizations in Florida, Georgia, and California. The department remained mum over which election the 2 men were charged with meddling in. Zelensky, following the audit, there will be changes to the leadership. A personnel review will take place after an investigation into the condition of Ukraine's bomb shelters, according to Zelensky. Zelensky stated in a statement that there will be personnel decisions, although he did not specify who the changes would affect. Zelensky launched an investigation after 3 individuals died when a bomb shelter wouldn't open. Zelensky, following the bomb shelter audit, officials will be brought to court. According to President Volodymyr Zelensky, the nation's top security authority resolved to prosecute those responsible for the deaths of 3 persons on June 1 who were barred out of a bomb bunker. According to an examination of air raid shelters, a quarter of bomb shelters in Ukraine and a third in Kyiv are unfit for use, Zelensky stated on Telegram. The National Security Council has decided to bring the guilty to justice and to ensure that all defenses are in good working order. Zelensky gave no additional information regarding possible punishment for the substandard shelters. Russia requests the IAEA to prevent Ukraine from shelling nuclear facilities. Moscow has requested the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, to prevent Ukraine from shelling the southern Ukrainian nuclear plant that is under Russian occupation. We expect concrete steps from the IAEA aimed at preventing strikes by the armed forces of Ukraine, both on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant and on adjacent territory and critical infrastructure facilities, Alexei Likachev, CEO of the Russian state nuclear energy company Rosatom, said in a statement. At a meeting with IAEA Director Rafael Grossi in the Russian city of Kaliningrad, Likachev made the remarks. Following the collapse of the adjacent Nova Kakhovka Dam, the international nuclear watchdog stated this week that the nuclear reactor was grappling with water-related challenges. It also noted that since Kyiv launched its counteroffensive, the military situation in the region had grown more hostile. Following additional measures, Russia bans members of the European Parliament. The 11th set of sanctions from the European Union prompted a statement from Russia's foreign ministry that it was increasing the list of individuals barred from entering and will react, appropriately, in due course. The list includes security personnel, government employees, businesspeople, and members of the European Parliament, according to a statement from the ministry. The EU officially imposed its latest set of sanctions against Russia for its invasion of Ukraine on Friday.